Pokemon Scarlet and Violet news could be coming sooner than you think. We've got a lot to talk about. Let's dive in. Yo, whoa, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka A-Drive. I'm bringing you guys a brand new video today, and today we're diving into the world of Pokemon Generation 9, Scarlet and Violet, Pokemon Home, Pokemon BDSP, and much, much more. And we're gonna take a look at a rumor at the end of this video, but we got a lot to talk about, as I had mentioned. So be sure to hit that like button down below, and of course, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. We are closing in on 1 million subscribers, and you guys are helping us get there. So make sure you guys subscribe before we hit 1 million. YouTube tells me that like half of you guys aren't subscribed, so legit, if everyone just takes a second, clicks that little sub button for me, we'll probably hit 1 million today. So thank you guys, I appreciate y'all. And don't forget to head over to teamshiny.com. I got some sweet merch there. I'm rocking my boy Bulbasaur, but you can check out the brand new starters and many, many more awesome designs at teamshiny.com. Seriously, take care of yourself. Treat yourself, you deserve it. But anyway, a lot to talk about today. Let's go, baby, because this is some good stuff. All right, so here we are at the end of March, and generally speaking, we don't expect to see any sort of Pokemon information until maybe end of April, May, June, probably more like May, June. However, PokeExperto and multiple sources have reported on the fact that the official Pokemon YouTube channel has updated the Scarlet and Violet playlist today. We don't know if there's any important reason for this. Then they go on to say that they have also updated the Pokemon News playlist. So not only did they update the Pokemon News playlist, but they also updated the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet playlist. Now, what does this mean? Generally, what that means is there's a video that's private that's waiting to be posted, and I thought maybe it was gonna be today. It was not today yet. However, we do know there's a couple things going on over the next couple days that we're gonna talk about in this video. So, some pretty big stuff. Even Kelios, who's someone who's posted a lot about the news, updates, rumors, that kind of stuff, has said, is today the day? I don't think it's today, but keep yourself focused on this channel. Make sure you guys subscribe with those notifications turned on, because as soon as that news drops, I'll have it for you guys here as soon as we get it, whatever it may be. Now, normally, like I said, you wouldn't expect this news until probably another month or two, but this update of the playlist might actually mean that we get news sooner than we expected, and they may have a totally different reveal cycle for this game. They've changed their reveal cycles over the last couple generations. The reveal cycle for Sun and Moon was drastically different than what they did for Sword and Shield, so they might start a little bit earlier this time. Again, we don't have the cover arts, we don't have legendaries, we don't have anything. Like, they have so much possibilities that they can kind of spoon feed us over the next few months to keep the hype train going and give us more information to be excited about. So time's gonna ultimately tell on that, but just keep your eyes and ears open, because there's a very good chance that we might get something soon, especially with not only the news playlist getting updated, but the Scarlet and Violet playlist being updated. And shout outs to Breath of the Wild. Shout outs to that. Obviously, it got delayed to next year, which means Pokemon gets the spotlight for Nintendo this holiday season, and that might not be the worst thing. I'm excited because then I get to play both and enjoy both simultaneously, separately, so kind of works out for me, but I hope you guys are excited for Breath of the Wild too. But either way, this is big stuff. And then we're gonna shift gears, because this is some really cool stuff, and this may give us an indicator of what to expect. Samus Hunter, who is someone who has been regarded as a bit of an insider, questionable at times, said, I was told back in February, they had mentioned a while back in comment that Pokemon Home update for BSP and Legends Arceus compatibility was scheduled for April. I think the announcement could be coming soon. And this comes on the kind of cusp of the fact that we've got this playlist update, which may be tied to this as well. So the new Lunar Moon is gonna be the Arceus update, and we have the official Pokemon website here saying that to befriend Darkrai, you have to obtain the member card item, which is available between the 2 new moons. So that's basically April 1st to the end of April, via Mystery Gift. I'll have a video on the channel once that drops showing you guys exactly what you need to do to not only get Darkrai, but shiny hunt Darkrai. And you'll need to get Sinnoh Regions Hall of Fame, obtain the National Dex, go to New Moon Island, and ultimately get Darkrai. So it stands to make sense that they're probably gonna have some sort of an update for Darkrai very soon, and that also could mean that the Pokemon Home update is coming. Now, Pokemon Home has been delayed, as was the GTS. It was supposed to come out earlier this year, and it seems as though BDSP and ILCA decided that they were gonna focus on handling the hacking and cloning that was taking place in BDSP before they rolled out the GTS. Seems like they have that under control, at least from what I know. And then they're gonna roll out Pokemon Home to try to reduce the likelihood of hacks and duplicates and things like that getting transferred through Pokemon Home. So expect to see that Pokemon Home announcement any day. Maybe it drops tomorrow with the Arceus announcement, or rather with the Darkrai announcement, but time will tell on that. But again, we're gonna get news soon, whether it's on Scarlet and Violet or definitely on the Darkrai stuff. Shifting gears further, there hasn't really been a whole lot going on in the rumor community and the leak community. It's been pretty quiet for a while. I'm gonna be honest, it seems as though like we were getting a new thing every single day, and then I guess people just stopped sharing stuff. I don't know, the SV guy vanished, a couple other accounts have kind of vanished. This is the last post that we really have right here. As always, take this with a grain of salt. It's just a post. I don't know how legit it's going to be, but I thought it was interesting. And again, it's really all we've got right now in terms of potential rumors. So they say, of course, feel free to believe me or not. I thought you'd like to know this. You know, here we go. I'm going to give you guys the rundown. I work for the translation team. I don't know if the translation team's already working on stuff, but I guess they would be working on the next trailer, which is what they said. They said it's going to be live in May. Probably in the last 2 weeks. I feel like this is probably just speculation, but a lot of these we're gonna write off right away once we get a region name. So the region name is Lucia, probably based on Luso, referring to the Portuguese people, and Luz, which is light, which is Portuguese and Spanish. The new professor's name is Clave, based on claveles, Spanish national flowers. Clave is also key. I don't know if that has some sort of meaning. And then they talk about 5 different Pokemon. A rat that looks like Rattata's cousin with huge fangs, normal type, Fanrato, that evolves to a bigger purple and brown rat with like a mask on. It's normal poison based on the Spanish flu, Ratenza. That actually sounds dope as heck. That sounds really cool. A little Minotaur type thing, a fairy type that looks like a monster from the movie Pan's Labyrinth. Hadown. I don't even know what this is. I have no idea what this is, but maybe KG will edit a picture on the screen for you guys. Then they say that there's a turtle, water and grass type. It's just a turtle named Morettle. Then they say there's a flying type based on the core. I don't know how to say that. A huge bird that gives a name to the Portuguese archipelago. I can't really remember the name. Forget the leak saying there's no gyms on the cities. The trailer shows 2 major cities, one inspired by Park Güell in Barcelona, and at least 1 gym can be seen. So there are gyms according to this. The new gimmick is hinted, just hinted. It has something to do with the crystal from the Japanese logo. It feels like it's adding a secondary type to moves. No mention to new regional forms. No mention of legendaries, but the trailer ends with a black huge bird flying across the sky, maybe a reference to Ho-Oh from the first episode of the anime. So this is talking about all the things that would come in this trailer, right? So obviously they're saying, okay, listen, we got some new Pokemon. We got Rattata's kind of cousin, this Spanish flu rat. We've got this little Minotaur fairy thing. We got a turtle. We got a flying type. That all sounds pretty standard for like early game Pokemon, right? So there is some potential feasibility. I don't think this is real. I think this is just a person, you know, writing up another fan fiction, but I think it's cool to think of, and I think it's really cool. The rat Pokemon sounds actually really dope. I would be pretty hyped about that. Early game rat Pokemon that's not Rattata, that's like poison type, normal poison. I don't think we've ever had normal poison, so that actually could be kind of sick. But again, a lot of these, we can pretty much look at all the rumors that we've looked at. Once we get a region name, you can kind of either write them off or think that they're legit. Maybe someone guessed right, I don't know. But that's why I feel like there's a chance that we might get a trailer sooner than later, because again, we don't have legendaries, we don't have region name. There's a lot of stuff that was left out from the first Scarlet and Violet trailer. So maybe, just maybe, we're gonna get some new information sooner than later. I don't know about y'all, but my fingers are crossed that we're gonna get something big soon. But at the very least, we're probably gonna get that Darkrai update and the Pokemon Home update. So stay tuned for that. I'll have you guys covered on that. But maybe, just maybe, those playlists update and the news channel update for Scarlet and Violet might mean that we're getting a new trailer sooner than later, maybe even this week. I don't know. I don't want to get too excited, but there's always the possibility that making moves around those playlists, you just never know. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Be sure to like the video down below if you did, and of course subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, so you don't miss out on our epic coverage here for Generation 9, Scarlet and Violet, and much, much more. And be sure to head over to TeamShiny.com, pick up some sweet merch, treat yourself, you deserve it. Code Arceus is still going 15% off if you pick up 3 t-shirts or more. That is that for me, my friends. My name is Dan. I also go by A-Drive, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Let me know your thoughts. Peace out, Cub Scouts. Bye.